All right, so tonight's Warriors loss against the Pacers, really a tough one to swallow. Warriors lost tonight at home against the Pacers in overtime. It's unfortunate because it was a really good game for Curry, going into, the end of regulation. He had 39 points total, but really didn't contribute much in overtime. And the Warriors lost 121 to 117. And, the Pacers really aren't too good of a team to begin with. Coming into this, they're 16 and 29, and then you also have to take into account that they don't have many of their good players. They didn't have Miles Turner in this game. They also didn't have Sabonis. It was really about Kiefer Skies hitting that game-winning three, pretty much. I mean, this game really came down to the wire. Warriors lost by 4, but it was really tied until the end when the Pacers, despite being undermanned, they just stunned the Warriors. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because the Warriors have lost 6 of 9, I believe, and, our gap between us and Phoenix is just growing, and, the Grizzlies and Jazz are catching up to us, which is something that we can't have happening right now. It was a tough one to swallow, and the Warriors, kind of didn't do super well in the third quarter when they usually do. They got outscored by 8 in that quarter, and it really helped the Pacers come back. On top of that, the Warriors were actually winning by, 8 points, I believe, at halftime. So it was a pretty good margin. But then the Pacers just came firing back, tied the game up. It was close till the end, and, the Warriors fought hard, but just couldn't get it done. Besides Curry, Clay had 12 points, 13 for Looney. Kuminga was in the starting lineup tonight. Obviously, no Draymond Green, and that's definitely hurt our team. I think once we get Draymond back in our lineup and we're able to have Clay, Curry, and Dre, the original three back in the same lineup, I think a lot of our issues are going to go away. But for right now, Kuminga was in the lineup. He didn't play too much, only 15 minutes. He had 5 points. 11 points for Wiggins, pretty efficient night. Besides that, though, the Warriors, they couldn't get it done, really. The bench, which is usually pretty good, didn't really contribute all too much either. And the Warriors were tired in this. I mean, Curry gave it his all. He played 44 minutes, and, put that in perspective, that's pretty much most of the game, considering overtime. But, yeah, the Warriors just didn't do super well. The field goal percentage for each team was pretty equal. The Warriors just had a lot of turnovers, too many turnovers. You can't have 21 turnovers and expect to win. I think that was kind of the X factor. If you cut, those turnovers by, half, maybe even you take off 6 or 7 of them, I think the Warriors probably would have won, because this was really a one possession finish when it was all said and done, even though the Pacers won by 4. But they got it done, and I respect them. For the Pacers, their leading scorer in this game was Duarte, who had 27 points. He also played most of the game. Kiefer Skies had 10 points, 13 for Goga Abitaze, and 16 for Justin Holiday, 12 for Torrey Craig. And they also had pretty efficient bench scoring from Jeremy Lamb with 14 and Isaiah Jackson with 15. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the Warriors. I mean, it's kind of inexcusable to lose to a team that's already not very good, and then, they're missing most of their good players. I mean, where does that even come from? That's my question. Coming up for the Warriors, their schedule, they got the Rockets, who we all know aren't a great team, but, considering we lost the Pacers, we don't know what will happen. We're going to play the Jazz and Mavericks following, and they're teams that are pretty scary coming out of the West, so Warriors just got to step up their game. I know they don't have Draymond, but Draymond isn't the glue that holds the team together. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but we can win without Draymond. I think we can. And so I hope the Warriors can prove that in the upcoming games. As for right now, it's disappointing that we lost this because I wanted them to get a win, especially considering how these last, 10 or so games have been. Also, it would have been a back-to-back win, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, 121 to 117, Pacers win in overtime. Good game from Curry. He just couldn't show up when he needed to. That was the unfortunate part, but I respect the game from him. I just think he's got to be a little bit more clutch. So yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and go Warriors.